Welcome to 10 Minutes on Successful Marriage. The subject of this meeting is Intimate Conversations Part 2. We talked last lesson on Part 1 where we explained the difference between technical conversations and intimate conversations. But now we're going to talk about how to do it. And to explain this very, very important subject, this explains everything. Everybody understands? No? So we'll try again. In a few minutes we'll explain again. A couple came to me and said, they were arguing all the time, fighting, and the wife said one time, we're like a couple of doves. Doves? You're fighting all the time. So once he flies through the window, sometimes I fly through the window. So, how do we reconnect and join into intimate conversation? So what we don't do is we're not allowed to have criticism, solutions, lack of understanding, not allowed to finish sentences, to put your opinion inside this intimate conversations. These 5 things you're not allowed to be there. That's clear? Okay. Now I'm going to give a story. And the story gives the example of what not to do. A couple sat in front of me, and the wife shouted at the child. He did something bad, and she shouted at him. And the husband did the whole story together. He said, Why did you shout at him? How many times I told you not to do that? I don't agree. Send him to a room as a punishment. He told her as a solution. Stop doing it. Criticism. Come out. And how did she react? Ah! Why? Because what's missing in this conversation? No. What's missing? Understanding. Understanding what she went through and how it was hard for her and how bad it was for her. And she was alone there. And the husband, instead of understanding her, boom, he lost her. And she left the room, not physically, but emotionally. So how do we do it? How do we connect? 3 tools. 1, interest. I'll explain. 2, reflection. I'll explain. 3, empathy or identification. I'll explain. Interest. When someone tells you, when your wife or your husband or your child or your brother or your parents tell you something, I show interest. I ask why, how, when. For example, I went in the road and I fell. Oh, why did you fall? When did it happen? How much? What did you do afterwards? How much it hurt you? I ask questions. I get a small picture and I build a whole picture. What really happened all around it. People give small information. When I show interest and I ask questions, then I get the whole picture. Very, very important to show and to ask, to interest in the life of the other person, what's happening, what he felt, the whole story. Reflection. I use another tool when a person shows emotions. He's angry or sad and he says, I'm very angry. I reflect. I repeat that word. I say, I see that you're very angry. Wow, reflection. I said, wow, he's listening to me. He's using my words. I connect to my words. His world is my world is connected. He shows me he's listening. That's positive reflection. There's also negative, where I say opposite. I say something that he didn't say, and that can be angry. For example, I can say, the wife will say, I'm very angry. And the husband will say, wow, you really want to hit her. I don't want to hit her. It's not my world, it's your world. You're not listening to me. Go away. That's negative reflection. Positive reflection is I repeat the words, the main words of emotions that the other side shows. Point number 2. Point number 3, identification or empathy. What does that mean? It's very important. I understand, feel, and see the pain of the other person. And this is really the riddle of the red nose. Why? Let's say your wife comes to you. I'm sorry, I have a strange voice now. And it says, look, it hurts. And you look, you say, it doesn't hurt. She says, it's hurting, it bothers me. Now, if I connect it to my world, and I don't understand the other world, then I can laugh at this. Or I can say, it's rubbish. I need to take this seriously. This is an example of identification where I don't need to agree to it, but I need to understand it. I need to understand your pain. I don't need to agree to your pain. When a person says, I'm in pain, I don't agree to your pain, but I need to understand and to feel it. And how do I feel your pain? By imagining that I'm instead of you. And I close my eyes, or I don't close my eyes, and I say, okay, what you went through, now I feel your pain. Now I feel your red nose. I feel your pain. Kumar, intimate conversation is using these 3 tools. I repeat, interest, asking when, why, how it happened, reflection, using the words, and empathy, showing that you understand the pain. So let's go back to the example. And I want to tell you that I trained the husband because she really got up and left the room after these very clever solutions that he gave. And I taught him what to do. And this is what happened. So he asked her, first of all, what do you feel? When we have an intimate conversation, the main question is an open question. There's a closed question, and an open question. Open question is, how do you feel? That allows the wife or the husband to give a wide range of emotions, of feelings. It doesn't confine it into one emotion. For example, how do you feel with the children? That's a closed question. How do you feel? General. And then allows to express emotions on any place. And she'll say, I'm very angry for Yosef for pulling the hair of Rebecca. Okay. And then interest. How did it happen? How did you feel? What happened? Before going to solutions learn the subject. Ask the questions. Understand what happened. It's an important part of your life. Your wife or husband is exactly the same. Ask what happened. And reflect her pain. She says, I'm very angry. Reflection. Wow, I hear you're very angry. She says, yes, you're right. I'm very angry. Thank you for understanding me. And the most important part is identification. To say words that show that you understand the pain. I understand you very, very much that you're really, really angry. And it's okay to be angry. And you know what the wife will say? Thank you, you understand me. I'm not alone. Now the husband will say, Rega, I want to work with her to change her anger, to change the way she talks. Rega, that is not intimate conversation. What to do is a different conversation. You are now into intimate conversation. Intimate conversation is understanding pain, understanding emotions, understanding feelings, be connecting, allowing the person to feel that he's not alone. And therefore it's very, 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 very important not to run to the solutions. The solution, not now, later, you can talk. Let's think together what we can do together to make a better, how to solve it. And how do I do in practice? Practice is a combination between functional and emotional. How does it go? Like it does with my wife. We talk functional, how are we going with the children, and in the middle, all of a sudden the emotions come up. And then I say, wow. She says, for example, let's make an example. I was with the children and he did something that made me very angry. Boom, emotion. Then I change to an intimate conversation. I say, why? What happened? Why did you feel? And I go deeper, reflect her words, and I have compassion to her pain. I say, wow, why are you so angry? Because he did this. And then what happened? How did you react? This and this. Wow, so you're very angry. Yes, I really understand your anger. Oh, thank you. And then you go back to a technical. So a usual standard conversation is a combination between functional and emotional. It goes in, out. Sometimes we say to practice is good to work on emotional, to get used to feel that, how to do it. But in a marriage couple, they learn to talk both. Now, once a week or twice a week, according to events, you'll have a deep emotional conversations where something very big happened, and then they mostly will be 99% emotions without no functionality at all, which is okay. If needed, then that can happen. Now, how do we do it? First of all, we need to be focused. We need to, better to do face-to-face, but it can be done by phone. We need to have this conversation, intimate conversation, at least a few times a day. Why? Because we have emotions that grow. We have to clean it and to join and to help the other person, man or wife, husband or wife, to clean itself. Best time to have a fixed time, or in the breakfast or evening where we sit down, and it's good to eat and talk. Makes a fixed time where we talk. What we don't do, harmful, intimate conversation, is what we don't do is in the middle we start to do other things. For example, she talks to me and I of course take out my phone and I start zapping. No, don't do that. Dangerous, bang. Or you talk in the middle of a conversation, you talk to the child and she's carrying on talking. Dangerous. Be 100% focused. Or by phone or face to face. Don't do anything else. Do not try to have eye contact, consultation, listen to the end. It doesn't have to be long, but it has to be focused. I've met many couples, they say they talk all the time, but the wife said, we're not talking. And when I saw them in practice, she was talking and he was doing something else. And that, for her, was no conversation. So they could talk for an hour, but there's no conversation from the part of the wife. It has to be a quality conversation by focus, eye contact. Now these tools can be used to anybody you know. This will change. I'm inviting you all the listeners and the viewers, to take this tool and to change your lives. This tool can be used opposite your friends, opposite anybody you know. And if you do it correctly, you will see a change in the reaction of the other person. It can be of course your wife, your children, and your friends and your parents. Now, the last part is a guidance to the husband and the wife. Guidance for the husband. First of all, dear husband, it's okay that you don't know these tools. Nothing happened. You're normal, you're a man. But it's not so hard. Remember, interest, reflection, identification. It's okay. It's not, just learn it, practice. You'll get it. It's okay. 2, you need to imitate. What does that mean? You don't wait for your wife to share it. You get higher points if you ask her, what do you feel? Don't wait, she knocks on the door and says, I need to talk to you. You're losing points. The best point is you go in and say, what do you feel? You notice if she's upset, she's going through a thing, what happened, how can I help you? Watch her, see her body language, see her eyes, eye contact, and go to her and ask her what happened. Or you hear in the voice something, and she's not sharing with you. Stop, what happened? Share with me. This is a very, very powerful tool. It looks so simple. It can be for a man complicated that he doesn't know how to recognize it, but it's very, very important. The guidance for the wife is very important. Dear, dear, dear wife. Dear, 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 dear wife. I'll say it again. Dear, dear wife. Your husband cannot read thoughts. He cannot understand that you need help. He doesn't understand you need to share. No. If you wait for him to come to you, you can carry on waiting for a long, long time. And you're going to be in distress and you're going to be sad and it won't work. You need to express your needs. A very powerful tool. You go to him, you say, my dear husband, I need you now. Please sit down. I want to share with you my feelings. Don't think that he recognizes you in stress. Don't wait for him. Go to him, knock on the door, say, I need your help. I need you to listen to me. And for example, if you talk to him emotional and he comes back to you technical in the middle, then you express your needs. Say, stop. Please don't technical. I need now to share with you emotions. Don't give me solutions. Please be with me. And he'll listen. A good husband will stop, change it, and you'll be with him. Therefore, I would like to bless you and each couple that's listening to me. Yeh shalom bayit, ahava shalom ve'ut, that you will join, go higher, higher. Ahava shalom ve'ut. Amen.